Hi everyone, working on some Caddis flies at the moment. For a box I'm filling, just filling up a wee box of different patterns. Now there's a fly originally tied by a gentleman called Roman Moser. It's called the balloon Caddis. The balloon Caddis is tied with a deer wing. It's a very simple fly with a foam sort of head just over the sort of the thorax area. Now you can tie it using CDC, and I have done it quite a few times. I'm going to show you how to tie it. Now, put my glasses on first, may help. Tying in two main sizes I'm tying is 14s and 12s. Now this is a size 12. I'm going to be using, you can use a brown thread, or so in this case I'm using tan. It's mainly to suit the colour of the body and so on. But I'm going to wax the thread first. And then I'm going to start to widen down. Just going to form the body first. So remove the waist. Now hook, as I say, it's up to yourself what hook you could use, barbless hooks or whatever. I'm using, this is an all-purpose medium from Full & Mill, size 12. Now the way down we tie in some brown floss. So it's just a normal, just a rayon or a uni floss in brown. Just run it down just to give the segments in the body. It's going to come round the bend slightly. Now for the body I'm using this material here. This is a Euro Nymph Flash. It's a Caddis Larva. Cream Pearl it's called. It's a really good dubbing. It's on my desk here. It's an ideal colour. It's got a wee bit of synthetic fibre, light bright and pearl in it. It's got UV and pearl. It's really good. So a couple of dubbins I actually used that work. But this one did certainly work. So we get that Caddis-like body shape. It's quite thick, but don't be too tight with the dubbin. You want your rib to sit into it. Going to come up at least 2/3 of the way. Just build up the body. Just check. Kind of side view for me helps me to see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to draw it back. That's good enough. That's ideal. Then I'm going to basically I usually like to run my wax through the floss. Gives a bit more grip. And then we just rip the body. Get that nice broken up. Like when the Caddis start to come off, you do get a nice marking on the segment. Usually along the back, but ribbing it up like this makes sense. It just protects the body as well. And make sure you secure that floss in. Then get your Velcro. Why bring out some of this nice dubbing. Just watch your thread. You don't want to catch your thread with the Velcro. I'll basically fray it. Just check it. So usually what I do is come along the back here. Make sure there's not too long fibres, but you can see well, maybe not. The camera's kind of struggling to pick up the flash, but it is there. I can see it okay. Catches the light really well. Now, a couple of CDC feathers. Instead of using, normally I would put, if I was tying the balloon Caddis, I would put the deer hair over the back. This time I'm going to actually use a couple of CDC feathers. So these are dyed, I've actually dyed these cinnamon, so it's a light cinnamon colour. So just, you want it sort of Caddis length, just buy one a good, maybe try and get a measure so that when you reduce the fly you know exactly what you're doing. So you're looking round about, maybe just about, not 2 times, but just slightly less. So we hold that there, make sure that's secure. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to tie in and go a stage further. Just check my length first. That looks fine. I'm going to put legs on it. So we've got pre-knotted pheasant tail legs here. So I'm going to put 3 either side of the wing. So I'm just going to bring them 90 degrees out from the stem, which will line up the ends. Now these are from Vineyards, so they are. Now the leg length, I don't normally, if it was a hopper, they'd be slightly longer. I've got my leg short here. And bring them back together here. So just separate, so there's 3 either side. By what I normally do is just separate them with my finger and thumb and press so that it keeps them apart. The CDC up the top here may get in the way a wee bit, but we can manage. I like to put it on after the wing. The wing helps to keep them apart, you see. You could use the body to do the same thing. So trim away the excess. Then I'm going to wind towards the head. So now you could put horns in this if you want. Tying it up to yourself, but you need to put them on before. You have them laid back, which I like to do at times, but I'll show you how you can do them forward. So I've got some bronze mallard fibre here. So I'm taking 2 out. I'm just going to, before I get to that, I'm going to tie them in. Just keep your finger on the end there, trim that away. So we've got our horns, which are they're sitting okay, just sit them on the top. Don't know if you can see that, but they're there anyway. So we want to take our thread up to the eye. Then we want to fill this area here with a darker dubbing. The one I'm using now, again I've got, this is a Euro Nymph. For some, these dubbins are very close to a lot of the dubbins I blend myself, and brown and UV, it's a nice colour. I don't know if you can see it there, but you can see the UV, it catches the light. A lot of people think UV is meaning it's fluorescent, but it's not. Most times it just throws back a light. It's a reflective type fibre, especially this one anyway. When you get a UV flash, normally that's what it is. No use, if you put a UV light on it, the chances are there'll be some sort of glow from it. Now what I've done here is work up the thorax, and I'm going to pull this over as a thorax cover. So notice this, just keep that. Now you can tie off at the back. It's up to yourself. You want a good half dozen turns, but or you can stretch the thread out and tie off in front of the eye. Now, to be honest with you, I think I'll just keep it the way it is. Now, here I like to taper the cut of the CDC feathers. So I just usually come in at a slight angle. So it tapers into the wing itself. Now the best way to whip finish is just to run the varnish onto the thread, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, it's fine. Tighten up, there we go. So there basically is your balloon caddis tied with the CDC. It's still the same fly, it's just CDC. The good thing about using up the ends is to get that balloon-like in front. Horns is there. Again, it's just, you can mess around. These work extremely well when you're targeting fish, especially. Or even the bring up fish. I mean, if you pop this into a corner, most times a trout, whenever they see it, they'll just have a go at it, because it's a good morsel. It's a good size fly, and it's very fishy. I mean, it looks like a fly, really, to be honest with you. It gives a great impression on the water. Now you can slim this right down. Basically, this is tied with the same materials nearly, but this is just a light one. Combination of both sometimes works. I like to fish piggyback off the bend flies like this. So there's lots of ways you can tie these flies. If you don't like tying it with the bubble, you can tie it, there's one laid back. You can tie it like this. Another way of doing it. Lots of ways, but this style, it works really well. And as I say, it's the CDC floats. Once you put in your floating on the fly, and this here you're targeting fish, it will float for a while. Like once, if you keep it clean, it'll float all day. Really, kind of. It's best to have 3 or 4 in your box, obviously, and tie them different sizes. Simple fly to tie. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, thanks for watching. Until next time.